It was July of 2021, and Russia has a chess move to make. In front of the crowds at the Mox Air Show outside of Moscow, Vladimir Putin himself watching, a sleek shark-nosed jet was rolled out from behind a curtain, had one engine, a V-tail, and was shaped like a stealth plane. And it had a name designed to send a message to the West: the Checkmate. Russia was claiming it had built a 5th generation stealth fighter for the price of a mid-range SUV in fighter jet comparisons, meaning it could go toe-to-toe with America's F-35, but was super cheap, like an SUV versus a Mercedes. But almost 5 years later, the jet has never left the ground. So what exactly is the Su-75 Checkmate? Is it a genuine military breakthrough, or is it the world's most expensive airshow prop? So what is the Su-75 Checkmate? The Su-75, officially designated the LTS, or a Light Tactical Aircraft, is a single-engine stealth fighter being developed by Russia's Sukhoi Defense Bureau, a subsidiary of the United Aircraft Corporation, which itself is part of the state-owned Rostec. It's internally designated as the T-75, but its NATO reporting name, well, that doesn't have one yet, because the aircraft never flew, but the Sukhoi designers call it the Checkmate. According to the Sukhoi designers, also, the Checkmate is designed to reach speeds between Mach 1.8 and Mach 2, carry a payload up to 7,400 kilograms, and fly a range of 3,000 kilometers. If this number is accurate, it will be a little bit faster than the F-35, which will top out around Mach 1.6. It is a single-engine design, which means it's lighter, cheaper, and more export-friendly than Russia's heavier twin-engine Su-57 Felon, which we all know. Think of it like this: the F-16 and the F-22. One is an affordable workhorse, while the other is a premium heavyweight champion. The projected price of this aircraft is shocking, around 25 to 30 US million dollars per unit. Compare that to the F-35A, which costs around 82 to 110 million. That's a remarkable value proposition, if Russia can actually deliver it. Physically, this jet measures 17.5 meters in length with an 11.8 meter wingspan. It has a maximum takeoff weight that is estimated of 26,000 kilograms. It will feature 5 internal weapons bays that are able to carry 5 missiles internally, plus 6 external hardpoints, which will negate the stealth. It also has an autocannon, and the armaments include short-range RVV-MD air-to-air missiles, medium-range RVV-SD missiles, and a range precision guide air-to-surface missiles. It is also expected to carry the R-37M hypersonic air-to-air missile, which has been famously used by the MiG-31 in the Russia-Ukraine war. So the weaponry on this plane seems very modern. The stealth seems modern. Technology seems modern. But let's get into the real technology. What makes the Checkmate potentially dangerous to us, or at least potentially dangerous on paper, is its stealth architecture. The Su-75 features a divertless supersonic inlet, which is known as a DSI. This is the same type of inlet found on advanced Western fighters like the F-35. This is designed to reduce the radar cross-section on the nose of the aircraft. It also has a V-tail configuration, which is chosen for its stealth reasonability. Also, those internal weapons bays we mentioned earlier keep the missile hidden from radar use when they're not in use. The shape of the inlet is what Sukhoi calls a U-shaped design, engineered specifically to reduce the radar cross-section compared to the previous jets like the Su-35. Patents published in 2023 show that the internal design had already been modified, with the changes to the fuselage sides, the straights, and the air intakes to further reduce radar cross-section. Sukhoi described these changes as significantly increasing the aircraft's commercial attractiveness and reducing technical risk. The avionics are intended to be cutting edge. According to the NIIP Radar Design Bureau, the plan is to develop a low-cost AESA or ASA radar. The electronic infrastructure uses open architecture with an onboard Matryoshka diagnostic system. Crucially, the Checkmate is designed to share components and avionics with the existing Felon or Su-57. This is a cost reduction strategy confirmed by then Deputy Prime Minister Yuri Borisov. That shared technology base is one of the reasons Russians believe it can hit that low price target. The cockpit mirrors the Su-57 glass cockpit layout with two large multifunctional LCD displays and a wide-angle heads-up display, confirmed by the NBC News journalist Matt Bonner, who became the first Western journalist to see the jet up close in person. The aircraft can also be deployed from high-altitude assured airfields, which is a very important selling point for the export customers that Russia is targeting. The grand reveal in the export ambitions. When the Checkmate rolled out at the MAX 2021, of course Putin was watching. This represented a marketing campaign. Literally, Rostec, the Russian state conglomerate behind the jet, handed out bottles of perfume-branded Checkmate to attendants. I'm not making that up. This was their promotional. They had a video, there was a countdown. Russia was treating this like an Apple keynote or a new iPhone being showed. And the pitch was compelling. Russia's message to the world was this: we have a 5th generation stealth fighter, a third of the price of an F-35. If your country operates Asian Soviet-era jets like MiG-21s, MiG-29s, or Su-27s, this is your upgrade path. Later in 2021, a model was displayed at the Dubai Air Show, the Checkmate's first international public appearance. The UAE showed interest, so did India, Argentina, and Vietnam. Rostec projected demand for 300 aircraft over 15 years, aimed primarily at Africa and emerging markets. In 2021, Sukhoi also announced 3 planned variants: a single-seat version, a 2-seat trainer, and perhaps most intriguingly, a unmanned drone variant. The idea was to create an entire family of aircraft with one common airframe, designed to be a affordable 5th-generation proposal for many third-world countries or famous countries that take Russian exports. The first flight was scheduled for 2023, and production was supposed to begin in 2026 or 2027. Russia seemed very serious. But something happened. February 22nd, 2022 happened. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine did not just change global politics, it detonated the Su-75 program. Western nations imposed sweeping sanctions on Russia, cutting off access to semiconductors, high-tech machine equipment, and precision manufacturing components from the European Union. As Maya Karlin of the Center for Security Policy wrote in May of 2023, the sanctions had, quote, crippled the aircraft's development. The consequences were immediate and severe. The UAE, which had been one of the most interested potential buyers and had provided what they were describing as a critical funding to the program, paused its participation. The UAE is now pursuing F-35s with the US and Israeli support. That's a pretty big blow for the Su-75. Export sales stalled for another reason too. Russia can't conduct international arms transactions with US dollars. That's not a minor administrative hurdle, it's a fundamental barrier to global arms sales. The 2023 flight deadline passed, then 2024, then 2025, and here we are in 2026 and it still hasn't flown yet. Russia has a history with this. The famous tank of the T-14 Armada, which supposedly is in production, we've never really seen, and the Su-57, which has been in, well, production hell, but is now just recently hitting production numbers. These have been deliberately kept away from front lines and has raised uncomfortable questions. If the weapons are so advanced, why is Russia not using them? So this leads us to the question, where does this stand today? At the 2025 Dubai Air Show, Sergei Bogdan, a very famous Sukhoi test pilot, stated that the first flight article was being finalized and suggested a first flight in early 2026. Yet to happen, though. In early 2025, the chief deputy director of the United Aircraft Corporation claimed the Checkmate had reached its final stage development. Where is it? We don't know. No one sees where this thing is. Professor Justin Bronk of the Royal United Service Institute noted that it is comparatively easy to produce something that looks like a stealth fighter. The hard part is actually building one that works, in numbers, for export. The brutal reality is that Russia's entire defense industrial base had been redirected toward fighting the land war in Ukraine. The priority is artillery, drones, armored vehicles, and electronic warfare systems, not 5th generation stealth fighters designed for a global export market that pretty much has closed. So, in all honesty, The Su-75, while the numbers sound impressive, the cost sounds impressive, it sounds like an answer to the F-35. It's just not there. There's just no evidence this plane is really going to make it. And in all honesty, I would be shocked if this plane hits production. I might be wrong, but it doesn't look good. Only thing we can do now is wait. But as it looks, Russia once again makes an incredible claim that they just cannot back. This is a famous thing in Soviet and Russian history, and the Ukraine-Russia war is just catastrophic to these kind of endeavors. So in conclusion, stealth technology in Russia once again has a barrier to be made. Will it work? I don't know. But as of now, the F-35 and F-22 are the most capable stealth fighters in the world, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, subscribe for more deep dives like this. I love these videos. If you think the Su-75 will ever enter service, let me know in the comments, because I'm curious what you guys think. But I appreciate you guys watching so much. Please subscribe or try and hit 500 subscribers. And like I said, if you want me to talk about an airplane, comment down below. I read them all. I respond to them all. Thank you guys. Have a great night.